Hello and welcome to another episode of the Content Cat, and this is the show where I sit in my living room and recap some of the best and some of my favourite pieces of content. This is episode 4, short one today, so I'm going to get straight into it. Just dip me bicky in, just got a digestive to get this started. Go. So we're kicking things off with a photographer from New York. His name is Cohen. He posts like really fun, kind of good vibe stuff. Like he posts a lot of reels, a lot of kind of TikTok style videos, normally like behind the scenes of his photography. But in particular, what we're looking at today is a photography series called Storm Faces, where what looks like is a crazy blizzard in New York City. He basically stood on the corner of the street in New York and captured the New Yorkers' faces as they're walking past in this horrible, horrible blizzard. The reason I love this so much is because I don't know whether these people know they're being photographed, but I'm pretty sure they don't by the faces that they're pulling. He really captures that moment really well. Most of them obviously don't want to be there. They're just trying to get to wherever they need to be, get out of this storm, get inside somewhere. But the lens he's using must have a really kind of low aperture, because looking at it, the background is really blurred. For those who understand will get that. But basically the lights of New York are kind of lit behind, but they're all kind of out of focus. So the focus is really on the subject and the people walking and the faces they're pulling. So yeah, it's a really cool project. He did post a kind of behind the scenes, like I said, TikTok kind of style video of him doing it. So I'll share that here as well.
I stood on a corner and documented New Yorkers' faces enduring the snow.
So second up, we have something completely different. It's kind of like an illustration, drawing, but it's also a product as well. It's like a collaboration between an artist called Mr. Bingo, who is an absolute legend. He's a creative genius in his own right, and he just has all these crazy, funny, weird ideas, and he basically puts them on paper. Go and follow him, you'll see what I mean. And he's in collaboration here with the beer Camden Hells, which is based in London. Normally this bottle would say Camden Hells. As you can see, it doesn't say that. Obviously you can see what that says. The bottle is obviously based on COVID and how we're all feeling, and the whole theme is around being bored. If you look at the back label, you can see Mr. Bingo's designed the whole bottle, saying how we're bored of Zoom, we're bored of the pubs being shut, we're bored of elbow bumps. Anything to do with COVID, basically, it's COVID related. I don't know, it just makes me love the beer even more. I think when pubs reopen, it's making me want to get a Camden Hells. Purely because I follow Mr. Bingo and I really like his work. So now I know that he's worked with these guys, I'm like, oh. So with this, I think it was like a bit of a competition. You bought a bottle, and with that you got an A5 print of the illustration. I actually tried to get this, but it sold out so quickly. I think it was in like 20 minutes. I quickly clicked on, but didn't manage to get one. And 100% of the profits went to NHS charities. So it was a really creative way and a really cool kind of collaboration from Camden Hells to work with Mr. Bingo on something like this. And finally, for our third piece of content, we've got a film from Scott Lazer, who directed this. It's called Commute, and I found it on Vimeo Staff Picks. Posted a year ago, so it's not a recent piece of content, but it's a really good one. So I'm going to talk about it.
There's a certain feeling you get when you walk into the train station. The cold air and clamor of the street give way to the smells of the station. Coffee, beer, sweat.
The film shows the craziness and busyness of a New York City train station. I'm guessing this is pre-COVID because there's a lot of people very close together. It's filmed at Penn Station. He's used 16mm film, and it's amazing. He just depicts the whole atmosphere so well. And basically it tells the story of the rush hour madness when people are waiting for their train.
He stares down at you, implacable. You stare up at him, unwavering. You can't look away.
That guy, he's a seat. What if he's a little closer? What if they call 6 instead of 4? Usually they call 6.
Only for it to get called a minute before it's supposed to leave. Watching the board, you're waiting for the platform number to come up, and boom, there it is, and you've got to run to get that train.
Boom, there it is. Go, go, go. Number 10. It is bad. It is bad. I always wait by 6. This means I'm going to push past people. I'm not going to get a quiet car.
It's told really well. It's got a narration over the top, which is kind of cool, kind of American accent. And it also has this cool soundtrack, which builds completely. Builds suspension for that moment when the platform number hits. It kind of reminds me a little bit of kind of Casey Neistat style videos, being set in New York, showing the craziness of it, kind of having this storyline of a mission or somewhere you've got to get to, and the obstacles you've got to overtake, get around the people. Watching this now, a year on since it's been made, obviously with everything that's happened with COVID, kind of made me miss the craziness of a situation like that. I know it's pretty disgusting and there's a lot of people close together and it's probably smells and it's busy and you're tired and whatever, but it kind of makes me miss that. Whenever you go to the train station now, it's quiet and it's everyone's miles away from each other and you got to wear your mask, and I don't know, it kind of made me miss the normality and the craziness of normal life. I'm really glad that I came across this film because it's really kind of inspired me to want to make something similar to this, how dynamic it is and fast-paced. No actors in there, there's nothing like that. He's just captured it and told a story from it using the narration and the soundtrack.
Just when you think you've gotten somewhere serene, you realize you just have to get to the door.
I'm thinking, I wonder if it would be cool to make kind of like a parallel to that. So you could show a train station, make a similar film in a similar style, but since COVID's happened, obviously you get the differences between then and now, obviously a year in between. And yeah, that's by Scott Lazer. Go and check him out. I actually did a bit of research and he directs J. Cole's music videos, so there's plenty more content to watch of his. So that is it for episode 4 of the Content Cap. Just a short one this week, but go and check out those guys. The links are in the descriptions. Go and follow them. Go and check out more of their work. And yeah, that's it. We actually had 3 New York City features there. No, we didn't. We had 2. What am I on about? One of them was London. If you haven't seen episode 3, go and have a watch. It was a great conversation with Nick Mack, the illustrator, talking about her great wave. Go and watch that. Hopefully we'll see you next week for another episode, which will be about, I don't know yet because I haven't planned it. So yeah, we'll see you next week. Peace.